What exactly is an ice gorilla? Back in 2010, when I first sat down to write my first novel, my friend and writing partner had originally conceived a story called The Ice Shelf, where a group of scientists head up to the Arctic in order to conduct research on global warming. And long story short, the area where they are standing on suddenly breaks away from the mainland. The ice shelf falls away from the mainland, and they suddenly find themselves floating adrift on a giant chunk of ice. Now, that was entitled The Ice Shelf, and as we sent that out and got some feedback from people in the industry, they started to tell us that we needed to come up with something more brandable, that people didn't not know what an ice shelf was. So I came up with the ice gorilla and creatures that I would coin ice gorillas. Now, my research at that time was nowhere near what it is today, so it was a little bit light, but I figured I'd give you guys some background information on it. An ice gorilla is an animal that essentially stands 18 feet in height and 2,000 pounds in weight. So as you can see, they are significantly bigger than a modern-day silverback gorilla, which can weigh up to about 400 pounds and stand somewhere close to 6 feet in height. So once again, we're talking about very, very large animals. And the theory for how they arrived in the Arctic was that tens of thousands of years ago, when there were ancient land bridges, modern-day silverback gorillas traveled across those land bridges and arrived in the Arctic. And much like the polar bear blended with its natural environment, white on white, a predator, so too did the ice gorillas. They eventually lost their black coloring, their black fur, and it was in turn replaced with a color that would have been very similar to that of a polar bear. So that's the ice gorilla. It is still currently being looked at by people. I'm hoping one day to have a really cool announcement to you guys that it's either been turned into a short film or, if I'm lucky enough, a movie one day. Let us know in the comments section below your thoughts on this. Do you think an ice gorilla would be a main character, a good lead for a movie? Thanks for listening, you guys. Take care.